Okay guys, so here's a little video for Mest2, the outline, trying to explain what you need to do and what the different points mean on the brief. This is a result obviously of some people finding things a little bit difficult to understand. Okay, so we're going to be creating a music video and a newsletter. And in order to start that, we need to do our research so that it informs our products. Okay, obviously, so in order for us to inform our product, we need to pick 3 examples, as you can see here, for both of the 2 platforms that you'll be creating. So for the music video, you need to pick 3 different examples of music video you analyze, and for the newsletter, you need to pick 3 different examples of newsletter to analyze also. Okay, so the following must be answered for each platform. This is your research process. Here we have first, number 1, describe the product in detail, the genre, narrative, messages, codes, conventions used, what it's advertising, etc. So this is basically whenever you look at a music video, you're being asked to analyze that music video. Okay, and you do that by explaining the different things that have been set out here: genre, narrative, messages, codes and conventions used, etc. All right. Now, how the form that that's going to take, I will show you a little bit later on in this presentation. Second thing you need to do is describe the audience. Okay. Now this is quite complex in that you can just talk about age, gender, but demographics and psychographics need to come into it, and that's probably where the extra marks are. For example, the demographics, you need to talk about what groups, the socioeconomic scale that your audience come from, and psychographics, what are the beliefs. You really do get into the nitty-gritty of the audience and the different types of audience, both primary, secondary and tertiary audiences. So you need to explain these audiences in relation to the product that you are analysing. An obvious one here is explain why you selected this product. So why this music video? Why this newsletter? Are you interested in it for a specific reason? You need to explain why. And then individual elements of the product. Okay, you need to screenshot or print and annotate, and I will show you how that's going to look later on. Okay, but for each of the music videos or the newsletters that you analyze, you need to have a look at each of these points. Okay, so it says describe the scene, the page, the article. What is it about? Okay, it's asking you to screenshot the different elements or different parts of the music video you're analysing. If you take specific screenshots and explain those screenshots, what is being represented and how does it appeal to its target audience? What will you use? Now this is important in that I said earlier on that your analysis of music videos need to inform the products you're going to make. So in order to gain from this, what we're doing is we're analysing the music video and we're going to try and take little bits, little shots, and use in our own music video. Okay, you're trying to find out basically the codes and conventions and then use them in your own music video. And then finally here, you've got conclude with the positive and negative elements within this product, a success or failure. So you've got to make a judgment. Do you think that this music video or this newsletter was successful in what its objectives were? And you've got to discuss that. Okay. Now, let me move on to the second part, which is your proposal. So you use the analysis of your music videos and your newsletters to create a proposal, your intentions, what you are going to create. Okay, and this is all part of Mest2, and the examiner will be looking at this when you send all this work away. This can either be in the form of two documents, okay, but what I would suggest is if you can write your proposal for both your music video and your newsletter as one, because they are linked, then I always find that much more impressive. Okay, as someone who's marking this, make sure that your proposal shows the research you carried out. Use examples. Okay, and then it's pretty basic, really. What am I creating? You go back to the brief, explain the brief. Okay, what platforms will be working in? Well, it's obviously broadcast and print. and it goes through the whole thing here. And this product times 2, you answer these questions for each product you're creating. So what are you producing? What is it called? What is it about? Its function? Explain the narrative, the characters, locations, etc. Okay, and this is for both your music video that you're creating and your newsletter. Again, you go through all of these questions for both. And then at the very end, and this is very important, the examiner loves this, okay? How are your 2 products, both your newsletter and your music video, linked? How are they linked? That is crucially important. So that's your proposal. You need to write that as a written response, and I'll show you a few examples of that later on. So you can see here 3 examples of each. If you were doing broadcast, print, or e-media, but at the bottom here we can see a sample of annotated work. So in the center would be an image, a screenshot from a music video, and you can see the details around it. But I will show you a little bit how that works. Okay, so this is also an outline of what you need by the end. Okay, so you have your research done, you have your proposal, you will have storyboard, script, location recce document, shooting list, website map, and flat designs or drafts, right? Ultimately, these 2 things here are the important. These are where the marks are, okay? And your 2 products, your 2 media products, based on the brief, are the important things, okay? So you'll have your music video, and you'll have your newsletter. And then this evaluation brings it all together, and that is what the examiner is looking for, for you to show that you know exactly what you're talking about. And you must explain in that evaluation how these products are linked. And that will, of course, be through things like branding, okay, your logos, etc. So that's a very, very important element of this. So if we move on, you can see here, as an example, here's a screenshot from research, and you can see if you go around the entirety of this screenshot, you'll see some of the details, okay, that this particular person has analysed, okay. The music video shows close-ups of Justin throughout the video because he is mainly what his fans want to see, all right. And you will use these to inform your video, if in fact that's the genre that you want to be working on. So this is actually the layout. If you want to use this layout, that's fine, of how you can screenshot and maybe perhaps write a bit more about it. This is a close-up, as you can see, of the main character's face, for example. Yeah, and just another example of how you can write it. So this is the form, this is how it should look. And again, this is an example here of what your newsletter might look like when it's finished. This is an example of one from last year, okay? So that's one of the products. And to find out what the music videos look like, you need to go on to De La Salle Media YouTube channel. Very easy to find. And if you just run your way through those, you'll be able to find different music videos that have been created. Here's another couple of examples, guys, of newsletters that you might want to be creating, okay? Yeah, and there's the final example. So, folks, that's pretty much it. If there's anything on this presentation that you want me to clarify, then you know where I am. Drop by the media room, and I'll be happy to explain anything that you still can't quite get. We have plenty of examples, plenty of previous students' work for you to look at to see what we need to be doing. So drop in if there's anything you need to clarify. Okay, until next time, I'll see you later.